What separates a great player from a legend is the pressure, and Ronaldo is without a doubt the man you can always rely on to score when the pressure is on. Here's a graph of players with 10-plus goals in the Champions League knockout stages past the round of 16. You have the usual suspects: Robben, Inzaghi, and Muller, masters in their own right at finding the back of the net when it mattered most. Then as you move upward, there's Lewandowski, Benzema, and Messi, all of whom managed over 15 goals when the pressure was on, which is really impressive. But completely isolated in a league of his own is Ronaldo, with a whopping 42 goals, more than twice the next two combined. This means that when the games were at their hardest, in the quarters, semis, and final, this man stepped up and delivered for his teams. Now, here's what makes it even more absurd. Zlatan, Shevchenko, Aguero, Drogba, Inzaghi, and Salah all scored between 40 and 48 goals throughout their entire Champions League careers, most of them coming from the group stages and round of 16, where it's easier to stat pad against weaker opponents. Meanwhile, Ronaldo alone managed 42 goals in the toughest stages of the competition, which is simply ridiculous. He's the definition of a big game player, the only one to ever score in 3 UCL finals, and across his 19 seasons in the UCL, he reached the semi-finals 12 times. To put that into perspective, only 3 clubs in the Champions League era have managed to reach the semi-finals more than 10 times, and Ronaldo did it with 2 different clubs in just 19 seasons. What Ronaldo has achieved in the Champions League is unmatched. And let's not forget that his 140 goals were scored across 3 clubs, 105 of them being for Real Madrid, the most any player has ever scored for a single club in the shortest period. Now you may say Messi scored more for Barcelona with 120, but he did so over 17 years compared to Ronaldo's 9. With a career spanning over 2 decades, Ronaldo's ability to evolve his play style and still dominate is something that isn't talked about enough. From starting out as a tricky winger at Man United, destroying defenses with skills and electrifying dribbles, to becoming a goal-scoring machine at Madrid, prioritizing movement, efficiency, and finishing. And finally, evolving into a clinical poacher at Juventus and beyond, proving that even when his speed faded, his impact never did. His ability to evolve is why, nearly 25 years after his debut, he's still considered among the best in the world. Even more impressive is how he managed to compete for 18 years and still dominate in 3 of the hardest leagues in the world. He is the only player ever to score 30-plus goals in a single season in 4 different leagues, 3 of them being Europe's top 5 leagues. He maneuvered the Premier League's physicality, La Liga's technical brilliance, and Serie A's defensive structure, winning multiple league titles in all of them. With over 900 career goals, 929 to be exact, a record I'm certain will stand for centuries to come, shows you just how his consistency is simply unreal. Scoring 500 goals alone is an incredible feat that few players achieve. Ibrahimovic, with his 24-year career, managed 561. Now imagine reaching 900, let alone 1,000, because that's his goal, is laughable. Since 2006, Ronaldo has scored 25-plus goals every single year. He's the only player ever to score 60-plus goals in 4 different calendar years, and the only one to hit 50-plus goals in 7 consecutive calendar years. Scoring 40-plus goals in 2 or 3 years in footballer's career is considered world-class, but doing it for 13 straight years like Ronaldo defies logic. How can we still praise legends like Romario, Ronaldo R9, Ibrahimovic, and Lewandowski for their goal-scoring exploits when they managed 40-plus goals in just 2 or 3 seasons in their entire careers? Meanwhile, Ronaldo did it for 13 years straight. How would you really consider them in the GOAT debate after seeing what this man has done? His consistency has redefined what it means to be an elite striker. And unlike other greats who retired by 35 or 36, Ronaldo was still competing in the Premier League at that age, proving that his levels are simply unmatched. Even now, at 40, he's still scoring for Portugal despite already being the all-time top scorer in international football. In fact, since turning 30, he has scored 466 goals, won 3 Champions League titles, 3 league titles, a European Championship, and 2 Ballon d'Ors. His post-30 career alone surpasses the full careers of legends like Henry, Raul, Cantona, Van Basten, Baggio, and Shevchenko. He is also the only player ever to win a league title, Domestic Cup, League Cup, Super Cup, Champions League, Club World Cup, Golden Shoe, and Ballon d'Or with not just 1 but 2 different teams. He has essentially lived 2 legendary careers in one. He has already reached a level that may never be matched ever in my opinion, but somehow he keeps pushing the bar even higher. Let's take a look at the next generation. Players like Haaland and Mbappe are racking up big numbers, but even they face an uphill battle in chasing Ronaldo's legacy. Let's say they try to make it to 900 goals. They would need to score 50 goals every season for 12 straight years until they're 36 and 38 just to match him. Both have hit 50-plus goals before, but sustaining that for over a decade while staying injury-free, disciplined, and surrounded by the right teammates is an entirely different challenge. To put it into perspective, Ronaldo holds the record for the most consecutive 50-plus goal seasons, and he did it for 7 years between the ages of 25 and 32. Now, can Mbappe and Haaland realistically break that record and sustain it for 10 years straight until they're 36 and 38? Highly doubtful. Mbappe has already played 8 more games this season for Real Madrid than Ronaldo did in his debut season, yet he still hasn't matched his goal tally. That just goes to show how difficult it will be for anyone to reach Ronaldo's level. Because there is greatness, and then there is Ronaldo.